What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Shock Top Brewing Company, and they are under the Tilray Brands umbrella, and they're headquartered in New York City, and this is their Belgian White. So this is a Belgian-style wheat ale, aka a Belgian-style Witbier, brewed with citrus peels and coriander. It comes in at 5.2% alcohol by volume, 10 IBUs at the time of review. Don't know exactly how old this bottle is, but it does have a best enjoyed by date of October 1st of 2025. We're a little over 6 weeks away from that date, so according to the brewery, we should be more than good to go. So I'm reviewing this as a shelfie beer for the month of August 2025, and it's actually been close to 10 years since I last had this beer. I had this back in late 2015, so I thought it's finally time to revisit it and review it. Now, a lot of you who have been drinking craft beer for a long time, you knew, or I should say you know, I don't know if you probably knew, but you also probably know that this was Anheuser-Busch's answer to the Coors Brewing Company and their Blue Moon back in the day. I think this was first introduced back in the mid-2000s. And then a couple years ago, I think it was in 2023, Anheuser-Busch or AB InBev sold this brand and many other craft beer brands to Tilray Brands, and they are continuing with the brand. I will say at this point, though, it's pretty clear to me that Blue Moon was the winner between the two. Now, I've always preferred Blue Moon to this one, not by a lot, just by a little bit, but I always thought it was a better beer, but I didn't ever disliked this one. I always found it to be okay. It is a decent American brewed Belgian Witbier in my opinion, but it's been many years since I've had it, so time to give it a go. And despite me saying that Tilray Brands is headquartered in New York City, which they are, this specific bottle, or I guess the Shock Top Brewing Company, they hail on the label from Portland, Oregon. Now, one of the breweries that Tilray acquired from Anheuser-Busch was the Widmer Brothers Brewing Company, and they are in Portland, Oregon. If you look on Untappd and Beer Advocate, it says Atlanta, Georgia, and that's because Tilray also owns the Sweetwater Brewing Company, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. So, you know, this is not like a real brewing company. It's just a brand, and they call it the Shock Top Brewing Company. But they still brew this beer, and we're gonna see how it is. So let's get it into the glass here and see where we're going on. I'm not gonna pour it all in. I'm gonna do the little swirl at the end after maybe I drink some of it just to see if it changes it up with all the goodies in there. You know, we'll do that right now, just a little bit, not all of it, but just a little bit, something like that. So how does this beer look? I think it looks actually pretty nice. It's not as cloudy as a lot of Belgian-style Witbiers, but yeah, that looks, I think that plays the role. It has that golden, like orange color. It is, you know, somewhat hazy, but you can see the shadow of my hand. You can't make it out completely, but you can see the shadow. Has about a finger of an off-white, somewhat creamy looking head, decent carbonation. Let me see if I can bust out the contraband flashlight. It definitely is not that bright at all. I would say it looks, in person, kind of exactly how you're seeing it on camera. Like, not much more to really say about it. Decent carbonation, bubbles, yeah, looks nice. I feel like Belgian Witbier is a little bit more cloudy than this, a lot that I've had, but we'll see when I pour in all the goodies, because the goodies at the bottom definitely look a little bit more of a cloudiness to it, a turbidity, maybe. That's the real sometimes. Anyway, nose. So they say citrus peels. I saw it, I think it was on either Untappd or Beer Advocate. It said, I think it's orange, lemon, and lime peels, all of them. Most authentic Belgian Witbiers have some kind of orange peel, and then coriander. This obviously has very similar. Yeah, the citrus is here. It's definitely like a citrus peel, zesty, has like a pithiness to it. Not really sweet citrus. That coriander is there. It's like, you could just say nondescript spiciness, but coriander, maybe a little clove. And it has a nice like sweeter wheat component to it because it is a wheat beer. Yeah, it doesn't smell bad at all. There's a little bit of like a peppery kind of note too. But it smells like an easygoing beer. No off flavors in the aroma. Nothing bad about this one, but it's a little bit more subtle and nuanced. Some of my favorite Belgian Witbiers and Belgian-style Witbiers, way more bombastic and boisterous in the nose. This one, a little bit subdued and subtle. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. It's okay. I really do say that Blue Moon to me still more a robust beer to this one. a little bit better, a little bit more impactful. But this isn't bad. Like on a hot summer day like it is right now, it is literally 92 degrees outside. This beer go down like water. Like it's very easy to drink, some nice citrusy flavors, a little bit of spiciness. It's fine. Bodies, medium body, a little bit more heft because of the wheat, so that's nice. The mouthfeel, it's and I say this in every single Belgian style review of some sort. Belgian beers, German beers, especially their wheat beers, voodoo to me, where they can have like a nice effervescent, moderate carbonation like this one has, yet remain quite smooth and creamy on the palate. This has that. Maybe not as good as a lot of them out there, but it's still in that vein and in that realm, so I'm all right with it. And the taste, front to back, pithy, zesty peel of citruses. It's lemon, it's lime, it's orange. You could say any one of them, you'd be correct. As it hits on the back, it like has a little bit of a sweetened up kind of like citrus peel, like a sweet orange peel. Underneath that, it has that wheat malt that's here, a little bit thicker in the mouth, a little bit like more dense tasting. Like I know that sounds real dumb. I said it and I instantly was like, that sounds real dumb, but it's what I got. There's a little bit of like a lemongrass. There's a little floral sensation too about midway through the palate. But on the finish, coriander, pepper, a little bit of clove, definitely a spiciness to it. Finishes semi to full on dry with a very mild bitterness. This is more dry than bitter. It's a pretty sweet beer up front, dries out enough on the back of the palate. I'd say this is 55-45 or maybe 60-40 sweetness to dryness, but it has a decent balance to it. I mean, it's I've always said this is a okay to solid to maybe even good beer for myself, depending on when I'm drinking it, where I'm experiencing it. Doing it like this, reviewing it on camera and talking about it and trying to break it down, I think this is a solid, I'd say I go about solid for the Belgian style Witbier category. It's a style that I don't love, but I think this is decent for a craft take, even though Tilray is basically macro at this point, but like a craft-esque, right? That's what this is, a crafty beer, as some people would say back in the day. I think it's decent. So let me pour in the rest of the goodies, see if it, how does it do with the cloudiness? Oh yeah, it clouded that up, I'd say a decent amount. See if it impacts the flavor. I would assume that it does. So how does that look now with that goodies? Yeah, now you can almost not see, yeah, you can't see the shadow of my hand at all now. So definitely clouded up more, looks a little bit more creamy, head's bigger. Maybe a little bit more intensity to the citrus, but not really. There's also this like minerality slash brininess. Like it has like a salinity that's almost Goza-esque. I've gotten that in a couple Belgian-style Witbiers recently. Maybe it's just my palate being weird as we speak, but this is decent. All right, that's what I'm gonna say. This is decent beer. You could do a lot worse out there. I've had actual craft breweries try to do a Belgian-style Witbier worse than this a handful of times. So this isn't bad. I still would take Blue Moon over it, but this is a decent beer, I would say. I don't remember what I rated Blue Moon. I want to say I gave it probably like 3.5 to 3.75. So I'm going to say this is right around there. I'm going to give Shock Top Belgian White from Shock Top Brewing Company. I'm going to give this a, we'll go straight 3.5. I can't really hate on this, and I'm not going to. It's a decent Belgian-style Witbier. Could do a lot worse in my opinion, and I'm all right with it. Price point availability, I was able to buy a single of this one. Forgot what I paid. It was like less than $2, but I did see 6 packs of it and haven't seen them in a while. Like that's the reason why I haven't reviewed this. I have not seen Shock Top in a long time, but it was one place I saw it was $8.99, another place was $9.99. So I'd say $9 to $10 6-pack. Sure, that's kind of in the realm with Blue Moon. Blue Moon might be slightly more expensive, but it is also a slightly better beer in my opinion. So not a bad price point whatsoever. And if you buy it, if it comes in 12 packs, you're probably looking at like $16, probably a 12 pack, something like that, 15, 16. Decent value, I think, in my opinion. And the availability, like I said, is with Shock Top. They're owned by Tilray Brands. They're apparently being brewed by the Widmer Brothers Brewing Company in Portland, Oregon. And that's all I have. If you see this one, let me know. This used to be readily available everywhere, not so much anymore. I do want to track down the pretzel version they have of Shock Top. I remember enjoying that one, but I haven't had that in quite a while, and I have not seen it in a long time, just like this one. So maybe that'll start creeping into my area and I can pick it up. Oh yeah, 5.2%, you really can't tell. On my channel, basically, if it's sub 6%, I still mention the ABV if you can taste it, but I almost never do. So it's almost like, yeah, does it taste like a beer? Sure. Is there any astringency on the palate? Is there any warming in the chest? No, it's 5.2%. You're not going to get that. So I do think this is a pretty good beer. Let me know what you think about this one. What's your preference? Do you like this or Blue Moon? Do you hate both of them? Do you like both of them? To me, if you're going to throw like an American brewed, readily available Belgian-style Witbier out there, Allagash White shits on this, shits on Blue Moon. It is a substantially better beer, slightly more expensive, but so much better than both of them. So if you had all three of those in front of me, I would definitely go with the Allagash White. Then again, maybe I do a blind beer battle at some point with those three beers to see if that is the truth or if I'm just an idiot. Probably a little bit of both. Anyway, appreciate it. That does it for another Shelfie beer review for the month of August. We've got a couple left, and then we're on to September, to the next one. Cheers.